My name is Charitha. I studied at Royal College, Colombo. I have many interests, technology being a major one, as well as sports, the outdoors, wildlife and the environment, as well as human development. I think IIT chose me rather than my choosing IIT specifically. It was, even at that time, very well known for having had a long-standing program that was well regarded in the industry. It was a place where people who had even studied in other streams could still come and pursue their passion for technology in their higher education, as well as an opportunity for the other extracurricular activities that people could still take forward. Particularly the industry relevance of the degree, the industrial placement in the third year were already things that had a strong reputation for creating graduates who were able to serve the industry well. Our campus experience was pretty varied and I would say wild. We had a lot of fun, obviously being near the beach. We had a few opportunities for field studies as well, apart from classes and lectures and lab sessions. We had a very diverse and very fun group of students, which was another major factor. We had people from all over the country studying with us, as well as then again we had the people from the part-time batches, so we got to know people from many different contexts, some of them already working in companies even by that time. We had a lot of activities. We had a lot of fun with our lecturers also, and it was probably about the right size where we got to know the people who work there from top to bottom on a first name basis, as well as getting to know people from the many different batches and the academics and the visiting lecturers and others who made up the whole experience. As we were graduating, the management had had a few sessions for entrepreneurs, where we had the founder of the Siddha Lepa organization, Mr. Hettigoda, also come and speak to us. And another thing the management and the academic leadership strongly helped us, strongly encouraged us to do, was to set up an exhibition where our peers could showcase their activities and their talents. This became cutting edge, where in our year it was, I think, pretty much only the final years, where some of the people in our batch who had done some of the most interesting projects had an opportunity to showcase them, and we got to share it with the rest of the world. And fast forward 14 years, I think it is, having had an opportunity to visit this year and meet a lot of the students, not only final years, second year students, students from the part-time batches, see their projects, see what they have been working on, and to understand how they are thinking and what they're working on was very impressive, and especially something that all of us who helped judge the projects noticed was, by the final years particularly, the problem identification was something that had been done with great care, and all the final year projects actually scored full marks for problem space identification. So those were very impressive, and probably some of the reasons why IIT graduates do so well as they head out into industry. My career has definitely been non-traditional. It was even when we were studying. My final year project was probably a clue to that, where I looked at distance education in a low bandwidth environment. I mentioned that my interests include human development. After the usual few years working in one of the leading local IT companies, I went off to do my MBA abroad and had an opportunity to think about what I really wanted to be doing by the time I finished. And I looked at big problems that the country has, because I wanted to come back and do something to, tackle something with real need and importance. And so I ended up working in agriculture. So I work a lot with smallholder farmers, particularly paddy farmers. Often when I talk to people, I have to explain I'm working in the most broken sector, in the most broken crop, with the most difficult groups to work with, which are smallholder farmers. Interestingly, the founder of Informatics, Mr. Gamini Wickramasinghe, also has a passion for agriculture. So the connections to technology, to IIT remained even throughout that. And somewhere along the way, I also got the call to head digital inclusion and sustainability at Dialog Asiata PLC, which most people might think is mostly a phone company, but actually does a lot of technology for the base of pyramid, technology for rural and other isolated and neglected segments of people, helping them make the most of digital technologies. So that is where I have ended up now, combining my agriculture and technology work. Being at an ICT company like Dialog, where we meet the consumer, where we're constantly looking at enterprise problems, but as well as individuals and their needs. The relevance and the point of technology is something that we're always focusing on. How to make technology really help solve people's real problems and connect them and bring down the costs related to them unlocking the value around them is something that Dialog has worked on for many years. Working in digital inclusion, it is particularly exciting because we are taking technology to people who never understood technology, or never thought they could afford it, or never realized what they could be doing, and unlocking with devices that might be in their hands, or PC sitting in front of them, or larger devices in their pockets. So the technology as an enabler, technology as part of systems that can improve human lives, but also have major environmental benefits, is what we work on. And where technology going from something that has been just a cool factor, or something that is seen as an industry in itself, has become part of everyone's lives and shown how it can improve conditions for everyone. Probably one of the hardest things to stick with for a Sri Lankan young adult is to make sure you stick with your passion, because there's a lot of advice, a lot of pressure from all over the place, but it's important to figure out what you enjoy, because you may not know it as you get started, but to keep evolving that idea and keep following it. And the most important thing that very few people do, sadly, is research. Find out everything you can about the organizations you could be studying at. Look them up. Look at the league tables. Look at what the industry thinks about them. Talk to alumni. talk to people who are studying there, because there's so much you can learn from that, which unfortunately very few people do, which can help you figure out what is the best course of study, what is the best institution, and what is the best field for you to get started in. It's very important to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing, because life is short. You may not always know the answer, but you need to make the early part of your life one where you figure that out. Don't try to be a corporate leader. If you do what you enjoy, you will work in the organizations, you will lead the organizations, or you will create the organizations that help you do whatever that is. Organizations today, corporates are one kind of organization. Even corporates look very different today to what they were before. So what's most important is to create or help create or be part of the organizations that can help you pursue that passion, and you'll wake up one day and realize you're already leading that organization. As I said, even from my final year project, the makings of my career long after my studies has been influenced by what I did, what I was exposed to at IIT, the resources that were in front of us, the diversity among our classmates, among the faculty, among the opportunities that was in front of us. The cohort that you graduate with is also one that goes into many parts of the world, many parts of the industry. That's also something that is a massive resource to you as you go on through your career. And the friendships that you create and the bonds you create also are very valuable and make you they're part of what you are. The diversity is one word that I would always come back to, and the opportunity to pursue your passions and to find the outlets for them and to relate it and to bring it back to your studies is one of the major opportunities at IIT. And I would definitely encourage any person who is looking at their higher education options, as they are researching them, as they are trying to understand what the organizations offer their students, to definitely have a look at IIT because of that diversity of opportunity and of exposure that you get there.